Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
The parents of an American taken hostage by Hamas during the October 7th attack on Israel broke down in tears at the DNC last night as they begged their son to survive and called for a ceasefire deal. Hersh Goldberg-Polin, 23, lost his left hand and part of his arm from a grenade blast as he was kidnapped from the Nova Festival last year, where he was celebrating his birthday, and taken hostage by terrorists. His parents, John Polin and Rachel Goldberg-Polin, in a 10-minute speech to thousands of Democratic delegates last night, recounted the 320 days of suffering they have endured by the competition of pain in the Middle East. Polin Goldberg, who became overwhelmed with emotion whilst at the podium, told her son, "Hersh, if you can hear us, we love you, stay strong, survive." The couple pleaded for the release of the dozens of people who continue to be held captive in Gaza and called for a ceasefire to end the surplus of agony on all sides of the tragic conflict in the Middle East. They also revealed that they have met with President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, who are both working tirelessly for a ceasefire and hostage deal that will bring our precious children, mothers, fathers, spouses, grandparents and grandchildren home. The couple, wearing tickers with the number 320 to draw attention to the number of days their son has been held in captivity, were greeted with an extended ovation and chants of "Bring him home" by the thousands of Democratic delegates attending the conference in Chicago. Goldberg-Polin addressed the crowd by noting how, at this moment, there are 109 treasured human beings are being held hostage by Hamas in Gaza. They are Christians, Jews, Muslims, Hindus and Buddhists. They are from 23 different countries, she said, pointing out how the youngest is 1-year-old and the oldest is an 86-year-old grandfather. Among the hostages are 8 American citizens. One of those Americans is our only son. His name is Hersh, he's 23 years old. She shared personal details about her respectful and curious son, highlighting his humor and love for music and travel, as well as how he supported the Hapoel Jerusalem soccer team. Goldberg-Polin recounted how Hersh and his best friend Einar, on October 7th last year, went to the Nova Music Festival, which was advertised as celebrating peace, love and unity, to commemorate his 23rd birthday. She shared how Hersh, Einar, and 27 others took refuge in a 5-foot by 8-foot bomb shelter as rockets erupted overhead. Terrorists began to throw grenades into the bunker. Einar stood in the doorway and repelled 7 of those grenades before the 8th one killed him. Hersh's left forearm, his dominant arm, was blown off before he was loaded into a pickup truck and stolen from his life, and me and John, into Gaza. That was 320 days ago. Since then, we live on another planet, the teary-eyed mother added. Her husband, also addressing the crowd, added, "This is a political convention. But needing our only son, and all of the cherished hostages, home is not a political issue. It is a humanitarian issue." The couple mostly steered clear of politics in their 10-minute speech, but Polin said the families of the American hostages meet regularly in Washington and are heartened to see bipartisan support for securing the release of their loved ones. Delegates of the uncommitted movement, which was sparked by dissatisfaction with Biden's handling of the Israel-Hamas war, announced to reporters late yesterday that officials denied their request for a Palestinian to speak during the convention. The group of 36 delegates has outsized influence as they stem from pivotal battleground states like Michigan, which is part of the so-called Blue Wall, critical to Democratic chances in November. The movement's leaders had negotiated for weeks with the Harris campaign and convention organizers, and were given a panel Monday afternoon to discuss family members lost or maimed in Israel's offensive. "I have asked for the Vice President to call us back and tell us that the suppression of Palestinian Americans does not belong in the Democratic Party, and a Palestinian speaker will speak on the stage," uncommitted National Movement co-founder Abbas Alawi said. "I'm waiting for the call." U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez called on convention organizers to make space for a Palestinian speaker. Just as W.